Hi, I'm Liz with Toth Properties powered by EXP Realty. I'm a residential real estate agent in the Raleigh, Durham area, and today is my October real estate market update through October 17th, 2022. We're going to look at historical data in the local area, what's going on today in the local area, talk about mortgage rates, what experts saying are about the future of home prices, and then we'll finish up with homeowner equity, which is really the bright spot in real estate today. So I'm going to share my screen and we will go ahead and get started. I wanted to start with average sales price. So there's been a lot on the news about what's happening with home prices. So I thought this would be a good thing to look at. This is a 5-year trend because real estate is really a long-term game. So if you look at the orange line is the entire triangle MLS, green is Wake County, purple is Durham County. So Wake County and Durham County are two counties I sell a lot in. And you can see back in 2017, January 2017, the entire triangle MLS right around 265,000. Wake County right around 302,000, Durham County 237,000. So you fast forward to September 2022, the entire triangle MLS has seen about a 72% increase in the average sales price, Wake County 78%, and Durham County 86%. So very strong increases over the last 5 years, a lot of them happening in the last couple of years. So narrow down to the last year, what's gone on? Well, we're starting to see right around July, we started to see a decline in home prices. Now, this is just looking month over month. We're still ahead of where we were 1 year ago. And you can see, just zeroing in on the entire triangle MLS, September 2022, it declined from July. But when we look at where we were, it was 455,000 in September. Where was it in January 2021? 352,000. So we're still maintaining that increase when we look year over year. I think we will continue to see month over month declines in sales prices and nothing hugely significant. I mean, it's just been, a gradual trend down. It's not like it's, tanking, which, you hear that sometimes on the news media. So just looking at sales prices, where we've been over the last 5 years and more recently. Month supply, I do always like to look at the 5-year for this one because a normal market or balanced market is a 6-month supply. And we haven't had more than a 3-month supply in the entire triangle MLS, Wake County, Durham County. We haven't had more than a 3-month supply in the last 5 years. And you can see the last couple of years, 2021, 2022, very low inventory. And now we're starting to trend up, which isn't a bad thing. There's more options available for buyers today. If you are a buyer in the market, there's more options available. You can take your time, go back for a second showing, think about things. You don't have to make a decision in the first 30 seconds. So the entire triangle MLS as of September was around a 2-month supply, which is still considered a seller's market, but we are seeing it become a little bit more favorable to buyers. You can negotiate a little bit more. So that's a great thing. Days on market, still very fast. And again, looking over a 5-year period. Now this is interesting to look at. So back in January 2017, the entire triangle MLS averaged about 48 days on the market, which that's still pretty fast when you think about it. Wake County around 36 days. 30 is considered pretty fast. Today, or actually September 2022, we're right around 20 days. So still very fast. Homes aren't sitting on the market for 6 months. So that's average days on market. New listings, or actually homes for sale. Let's look at that because that's been interesting. And I want to go down to the 1-year mark here. Since March, we've seen inventory increasing. Again, I mentioned that's a good thing because there's more options available for buyers. You can take your time, go back for a second showing. I love to get to do a second showing. I don't know why. Or you can see more than one home at a time. So that's the other thing that's really nice is we can go out and see, 2, 3, 4 homes all at one time, not just one home. And then we have to wait until the next home comes up, which could be 6 weeks away. So that's been a great thing. New listings are actually trending down though. So since June, we've seen new listings coming on the market. While our home inventory is going up, new listings are declining. Now, some of this is seasonality. People, after you get through the summer, they don't put their homes on the market, or you get into the holiday months and people don't want to put their homes on the market. So some of this is seasonality. So we've been seeing listings trend down in all 3 areas since June. So that gives you a little bit of a snapshot as to what's gone on historically. I always like to look at the 5-year trends. If you want to see anything else for your area or your zip code or anything like that, feel free to reach out. What's going on today in Wake County and Durham County? Active and coming soon. We have just shy of 3,600 homes available for sale. when we look at what's under contract, almost 3650, 3640 under contract. So these homes are under contract. They're going to close sometime in the near future. And then what have we sold so far this year? Again, Wake County, Durham County, and including resale and new construction, 673 homes. So we're a little more than halfway through October. So we will see this number increase before the month ends. So going into some information on, I always like to look at mortgage rates. I like this slide to look at just to put things in perspective as to what's going on in the area. So mortgage rates is all over the news today. So for the last 6 weeks, and this is through the end of September, for the last 6 weeks through the end of September, rates increased every single week. So as of the end of September, they were around 6.7%. I'm sure you hear the news today, they're more around 7%. I do anticipate they will continue to increase. So the feds are increasing the rates. They want to slow down the economy. They want to take the buyers out of the market. And we are seeing the effects of that in the housing market. So they are successful in what they're trying to accomplish. And they are trying to slow down the inflation, which is a good thing. Where do we see home prices going in the future? So all the experts in home price evaluation or forecasts and that have reevaluated their projections based on what's been going on. So this is the latest and greatest. So these are 6 experts. There's only one that's projecting a decline, and that's Zelman. All the others are projecting an increase. So for 2023, if you average out all the forecasts, it'll be about 2%. And that's more of a normal growth rate for the housing market. I like to look at this. This is homeowner equity gains. So this is really the shining star. Now, granted, this is the latest data we have through the second quarter of 2022. This may change a little bit through as we get more data going into later in the year. But the national average, so this is just year over year homeowner equity gains. So in 1 year, the average homeowner gained $60,000 in equity. If you're in North Carolina, you gained about $70,000 in equity. So what does that mean? Well, it can protect you if the economy turns. You can have that buffer, if you will, if things get really bad. You can also use that to buy an investment property now that things are cooling off. Some people are trying to, they use this as an advantage to potentially be able to negotiate and buy property that they can rent out. Others are using their equity to renovate their home. So, and that happened a lot during COVID, where people, instead of moving or buying a home, opted to, maybe expand their home or put an extension on or remodel their kitchen or their master bath. So there's a lot of things you can do with your equity. If you're interested in learning about where you are with your equity, feel free to reach out. I can help you determine what that is. I always like to look at this too. I talked about real estate really being a long-term game. So since 1991, the change in home prices. So the home prices nationally since 1991 have gone up 290%. And in North Carolina, they've gone up 294%. So this is huge. I mean, that's, that shows, like, one, real estate is a long-term gain, as I mentioned, but two, it's one of the, it's a source of, wealth creation, is building this equity that you have in your home. And so to compare this to what's going on, if you're thinking about, hey, should I rent or should I buy? Well, here you're building wealth because you're building that equity in your home. When you look at rents, you're not building anything. And look at what has happened with rents since 1988. And this is just the national average. I know rents in our area are a lot more than this. So it's gone from, $350 to a month to about $1,300, $1,350. Again, in our area, they're even higher than that. So, they say that if you are a homeowner, you have 40 times greater net worth than that of a renter. So this is one of the most compelling reasons as to why you should purchase versus renting if you can. So that's just national data overall. And then I also wanted to finish up with, because a lot of people ask, about what I see happening in the area and things like that. So I always like to go back to what's gone on in our area when people get concerned about home prices and are we going to crash and things like that. Our area has been growing steadily. So, well, I say steadily, but with more significantly. If you look at demographic data, and I've shared this data before, and this is right from Wake County, 2010 to 2020, Wake County has grown at a rate of 62 people per day. So that includes births and deaths. So they do the math, and this is the net gain. So the county has grown at 62 people per day. These people need housing. And we do still, you hear in the news media today about businesses moving here, and you also hear about a lot of development. So, just looking at the Triangle Business Journal for October and looking at real estate, this is just for October, a high-rise tower of luxury penthouses, luxury development, Meritage Homes doing a 900 home development near Durham, Fuquay, and their development really heats up. There's a 138 acre Chatham development that's getting a reboot. Cary development that's going to have hundreds of offices, apartments, retail. So this area is, to accommodate all the growth, you can see right in the local news how it's continuing to grow. So the infrastructure, apartments, development, like all of that's going on to help accommodate that growth. So as rates settle down and things kind of become a little bit more stable, I think we'll see this market heat up, and we could end up being, very, very busy going into the winter and even into next year. It just kind of depends on what happens with those mortgage rates. The volatility of the rates is really taking buyers out of the market right now, but it's still a great time to purchase. A lot of lenders are saying, marry the home, date the rate. You can refinance again in 2 years. It's still a good time to sell as well, because as you saw, inventories, our new listings are going down. So there's less competition on the market. So if you have questions about this data, or you want something specific for your neighborhood or your zip code, feel free to reach out. If you want to see previous market reviews or market reports, feel free to check out my YouTube channel. If you're thinking about buying in the Raleigh-Durham area, check out my YouTube channel. I do information on cities, and I also do community tours. So you can subscribe to my YouTube channel if you want to stay up to date. I look forward to talking to you again soon, and I hope you have a great day.